Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is a game that captures the spirit of adventure that made the movies iconic, and looking back from the first teaser to trailers, the complaints were that this was not a third-person game, that people hated the first-person idea of this game. I'd have to agree, but knowing that Machine Games is making this, the same team that made Wolfenstein New Order, Old Blood, New Colossus, and, unfortunately, Wolfenstein Youngblood. Though Arcane Lion was involved in that garbage game, but anyways, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle was interesting and somewhat underwhelming. Let's dig into this. The game starts off as a one-for-one shot of the Lost Ark movie, and this is pretty well done. Intro to the game. They really captured how great technology has come to mimic the movies, nearly one for one. But after the tomb falling apart, escaping with the relic, Indiana Jones wakes up and notices someone has broken into Marshall College building. And we soon find out who this man is, and he is played by the late, great Tony Todd, the villain and antagonist in Candyman. Great movie. And Tony Todd, this man is a large, giant man in this game named Locust, in dark clothes, wearing this weird medallion or pendant. This is the first big fight of the game, and it's a simple fist fight, which soon turns into defeat for Jones, who is put to sleep in some sort of body headlock submission. Indiana Jones is awakened up by Brody, and Jones tells him someone broken in, and this man is a giant who speaks Latin. Now, I must solve this quick puzzle of putting the right exhibit in each display, and this is basically the first puzzle you come across. Brody comes back to Indiana Jones as we find out what is missing from the display, which is the cat mummy, and they have no clue why this is. We continue to look for clues and find the broken window where he entered and escaped through, leaving behind on the window a giant pendant. Indiana Jones has a certain look, rummaging through his belongings, and finds a book that is Catholic and believed to be the sigil of the Vatican Secret Archive. Jones begins to pack his briefcase, knowing what he must do next. Indiana Jones goes to Rome to meet a great friend in Antonio.
We made it, Henri!
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
How many years has it been? 19?
Since the infirmary by the Piave.
Those were dark times. Unbearable without a good friend at my side. Follow me.
Hey, Antonio.
For me?
No, that's the latest humdinger out of New York City.
Grazie, amigo mio. I think you will need some rest. Buongiorno. This American music is astounding. How do they play like that?
Ehi, che ci fate voi qui? Ventura ha detto di fare pratica per il comitato di benvenuti.
What's going on outside?
They seem to be particularly on edge this morning. I have cornetti if you want something to eat.
Antonio gives Jones a cleric disguise to not get caught by Father Ventura.
Perfetto, Indy. You should have become a man of the cloth.
I found another calling.
We have to be careful. Il Duce has eyes and ears everywhere, even in the Holy City.
Vi siete fatto un amico, padre?
Well, Padre Ventura, this is,
Father Gallagher from St. Joseph's, Boston.
An American. You're here to help. Antonio, he's going deaf, he says. An old war wound, I'm told.
Well, I'm just here to serve God. Aren't we all?
Ne assumete la responsabilità. Credo che il Santo Padre sarebbe in quanto contrariato se introducessimo individui discutibili nella sua città.
Naturalmente, Padre Ventura.
He's a jolly fellow.
Yes. Good luck, Indy. If you need me, I will be here, in my office.
The disguise works as Father Ventura, though suspicious, leaves. And now Jones must find the symbol from the pendant. As Antonio said, he has seen the symbol somewhere in the Vatican library. We find the place under the cross where the pendant fits, and Jones inserts it and unlocks a secret passage. Antonio and Indiana Jones search the secret passage and find a corpse dead on a giant book on a table. We also find a map of secret inscriptions in which I have to take a photo of each inscription around the Vatican. After I do this and find all the inscriptions, I put them on the table for me and Antonio to examine. I use the magnifying glass to look at the first picture, and it has Latin symbols all over. The second picture has a figure holding a sword, and the third has a giant, basically tailing over the rest of the men on the symbol, or inscription I should say. The fourth is a representation or early one of the Christian church. Indiana Jones translates the Latin.
The architect of the crusade that did not happen. The door of the fallen angel lies beneath his monument. What does that mean?
I see that. A crusade that did not happen. Dum diversas.
The papal bull.
Yes. After the fall of Constantinople, Pope Nicholas V tried to declare a crusade on the Ottomans, but...
It didn't happen. Nicholas V, his tower. That's his monument. Let's keep looking. The demon guards the way to the underworld, where the tomb of the warrior giant lies.
A demon? A fallen angel? Mother of God, the Father Crescenzo was on to something.
Indiana Jones examines more and says the 5 sacred wounds from where Jesus shed blood, and he says he's going to need some blood. Antonio gives him the blood of Christ, aka wine, which is the blood of Christ. Now, I must enter the Tower of Nicholas to get to this underworld, and that is where I spill the blood of Christ into this weird bowl underground that opens a secret passage through a circular staircase underground. Jones then finds the Jesus on the cross with the 5 sacred wounds, where I solve this interesting puzzle by examining each wall painting, leading to each Roman numeral number to solve all the 5 wounds of Jesus Christ. This gets me into the catacombs underground, where I find the tomb of a warrior giant. The answer is here, and I need to open the tomb.
big fella, aren't you? Sure you won't mind. Fountain of Confession. Entrance to the sacred monastery of the Nephilim Order. There it is.
I find my way out of this huge underground cave where I find a nun lockpicking a door. I'm curious and I follow her and...
Enjoying the view?
Excuse me, Father...
Gallagher, is spying on people part of your daily nun routine, sister?
I was actually just... bird watching.
Hell of a bird. Give me that.
What do you think you're doing? Hey, those are my binoculars.
What the hell are you doing here?
An old friend of yours?
That's Emmerich Voss, German archaeologist, leader of the Fears Occult Research Program.
And you know that how?
The Lord revealeth his secret unto his servants.
Is that so? Dr. Indiana Jones, Professor Archaeology Department,
Hey.
Marshall College, Bedford, Connecticut.
Yeah? You ain't no nun, sweetheart.
You know nothing about me.
Well, I might not be a priest, but I'm pretty certain stealing is a straight no-hitter with the Ten Commandments. Not entirely certain what the rules are for a reporter.
How do you...
You were taking notes in shorthand.
I'm an investigative journalist, and right now I'm looking into the disappearance of someone very dear to me. She was abducted more than 6 months ago. And I believe your friend Emmerich Voss is responsible.
That's Dr. Laura Lombardi.
Do you know her?
She's one of the world's leading experts in ancient languages.
Yes, and most importantly, she's my sister. My name is Ginetta Lombardi. What's your business here?
I'm looking for a cat.
A cat?
A mummy.
A mummy or a cat?
It's a cat mummy.
Why?
Because a giant from the Vatican stole it from me, and I need to figure out why.
profoundly strange, Dr. Jones. The answer you give me stirs up more questions.
So don't ask.
What about this? We hear anything that could be interest to the other. We trade information. Deal?
Yeah, all right. Miss Lombardi, deal.
Good. You can call me Gina. See you around, Strambo.
I now bring the ancient parchment to Antonio after meeting the undercover journalist who is called Gina Lombardi, who is looking for her sister Laura Lombardi. I bring the parchment back to Antonio, and the parchment is from the First Crusade concerning a secret order right in the Vatican. And also, according to the parchment, the Fountain of Confession contains a hidden entrance to the sacred monastery of the Nephilim Order. I head back to the fountain and find a broken apart piece of a statue until Gina surprises Indiana Jones, making him fall off. But now, after that clumsy shit, with this dragon statue piece, I solved the puzzle by using the statue dragon foot piece broken off, attaching it back on, and making both the dragon statues face each other. Afterwards, more puzzles, but I solved them. With some time. They weren't quick, I had a little hard time, but anyways, I enter an underground place underneath the statue, which is a place that looks like a dungeon surrounded by flames. We get into this secret place, which has nothing but treasures, jewelry, and relics. Within these ancient relics is the cat mummy, and that was taken from me by the giant.
There you are, my friend.
Hic locus vitutus est.
That's a real-life giant, Dr. Jones.
Yep. You're Locust, right?
Sanctus reliquies reponi.
Sure. Bad first impressions and all that, but that's water under the bridge. Doesn't mean that we can't still talk this out like
I guess not.
Locust is back with another fight scene, and this time I win the fight scene against the giant.
Give me a hand, will you?
Se il Papa lo viene a sapere, sarà la fine per me.
Amico mio, il Papa è debole, moribondo. Preferireste irritare lui o irritare me?
Però la mia fiducia in voi, finito?
Vertrauen, ein wunderbares Konzept. Nicht wahr, Herr Voss?
Vertrauen, Exzellenz, ist unabdingbar für den Sieg. Das verstehen Sie sicherlich, Pater Ventura.
Ho accettato di mostrarvi la sala del tesoro segreta, ma non si può prendere niente.
Mio vecchio caro amico, non vorrete certo deludermi, vero? Herr Voss prenderà quello che gli serve.
Ma Benito, il Papa mi ucciderà.
Ich glaube, es gibt schlimmere Dinge als den Tod, Pater Ventura.
Was meinen Sie damit?
Kommen Sie kurz. Stellen Sie sich die Schmach vor, mit der ein Mann leben muss, wenn sein Privates an die Öffentlichkeit gelangt. Die allerschlimmsten Sünden, die Gott mit dem Tod bestraft, vor aller Augen offengelegt.
Was hat man Ihnen erzählt?
Ich vertraue nicht auf bloßen Klatsch und Tratsch, Pater. Ich vertraue ihr darauf wie die Muskeln um ihren Mund zucken. wie sich ihr orbicularis oris zusammenzieht. Ihre himmelschreienden Sünden stehen ihnen buchstäblich ins Gesicht geschrieben. Widerwärtige Verbrechen gegen den Heiligen Geist. Geben Sie mir, was ich will, oder Sie werden zum Ausgestoßenen. Ein Schandfleck auf dem Antlitz der Kirche. Haben Sie das verstanden, Tante?
Sa essere molto persuasivo, non è vero?
Na gut. Folgen Sie mir.
Sind das die Schätze, die Berlin haben will, Herr Voss? Was ist das?
Die Relikte des großen Kreises, Exzellenz.
The Great Circle.
Die Kirche soll Jahrhunderte gebraucht haben, diese dreisten Relikte des großen Kreises zu finden. Und es sind nicht mal alle.
Oh, keine Sorge, Pater. Es sind nur noch 4 Stück, die gefunden werden müssen. Was dank der systematischen Effizienz deutscher Archäologen nur eine Frage von Wochen sein wird.
Ich muss Sie warnen, Herr Voss. Die Relikte sind gefährlich. Sie sollen Kräfte bergen, die nicht von dieser Welt sind.
Und genau deswegen will der Führer sie haben.
Ich erwarte, dass auch Italien von diesem Vorhaben profitiert, Herr Voss.
Vertrauen Sie mir, Exzellenz. Sobald wir alle Relikte haben, werden unser beider Nationen unaufhaltsam sein.
Molto bene! Felice che abbiamo risolto questa faccenda in modo amichevole.
Bereitet den Abflug vor. Danke für Ihre Mitarbeit. Arrivederci.
Bravo!
Oh.
The Nazi man called Voss has taken the cat mummy and is headed to leave in his airship. Jones must get to this airship, and I do just that by using the pendant from the locust to open the passage.
I'm doing this alone.
You're in way over your head, Gina.
You found your cat.
In pieces.
Now I want to find Laura.
You have any idea of the archaeological significance of the Great Circle? I'm not letting this one go.
I don't care about your gray circle. I just care about my sister.
I've had a run-in with the Nazis before, and trust me, it ain't a walk in the park.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
Fine. What do you mean if I could keep up?
Just lost, Rambo.
No, wait.
Das sind alle. Schickt uns rauf! Was war das? Gott will nicht, dass wir die Stadt verlassen, Franz. Hör auf! War nur Spaß.
Ist wahrscheinlich nur die miese italienische Technik.
Gina ends up locking Jones out to get to the airship for some weird reason, and now Jones must find another way. This is where I do some decent platforming to make it to the top of the tower that leads to the airship.
Father Gallagher.
Oh, hi there.
Why are you not in your cassock? And not in the library with Father Antonio?
Just want to check out the view. You know, us Americans always nosing about.
With a gun and a whip. Hey.
You'd be surprised how often it comes in handy.
Traitors, conspirators, liars! And now I also have to deal with spies? Fate ciò che volete con lui. Mi occuperò di Antonio.
Monsieur, voir.
Demone? Demone! Uccidete il demone!
Bereit machen zum Abflug.
Buona fortuna, amico mio.
I make it onto the airship where I regroup back with Gina.
What were you doing out there?
Fresh air.
Why are you following me, Rambo?
Oh, don't flatter yourself. The Great Circle's the biggest mystery in all of archaeology. Do you even know what it is?
Some kind of a fancy ring you're gonna put in your museum, perhaps?
No.
What?
Do you have any lipstick? Give it to me. Right. That's the Earth. Now, throughout history, mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance. Siwa, Giza, Persepolis, Mohenjo-Daro, Sukhothai, Nazca, Machu Picchu. Now, here's the strange part. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you get a perfectly aligned circle.
The Great Circle.
Exactly.
Sounds like a coincidence to me.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it's just a fluke. Or maybe Voss found something that connects these stone relics to the Great Circle.
Nazis don't care about history, Dr. Jones. They only care about power.
Legend says that the Great Circle does have some power, something about its geometry, a deeper force that connects these sites.
Yeah, but that's superstition. And I don't believe in superstition.
Neither do I. But if Voss thinks those stone relics can help the Reich, then we have to find them before he does.
No, you have to find them. I have to find my sister.
Sorry.
I do have a pen, do you know that? I'm a journalist.
It's an antique, by the way.
What?
A hairpin. Early 19th century.
That was a gift from my sister.
Yeah. It is quite lovely. Seems to be something.
Wow.
How about that?
Laura didn't tell me about that. I could have used it back in prison.
You were in prison.
There's so many things you don't know about me.
Well, it is a long way to Giza. Right. Gotta get some shut-eye. We're about to land. This place will be crawling with Nazis any second.
We now are making our way to Giza, and Gina tells me she has contact with someone who knew her sister in Giza. We land in Giza, where Voss, the German archaeologist, has the artifact and is met by Gans, the colonel, tasked by Adolf Hitler to watch over Voss.
Heil Hitler! Sind Sie fetter geworden? Zu viel italienische Pasta vielleicht?
Ihre geistlosen Bemerkungen ziehen vielleicht bei den Schwachköpfen der Wehrmacht, Oberst Gans. Mich interessiert vielmehr, was Sie in meiner Abwesenheit mit meiner Ausgrabungsstelle angerichtet haben.
Ich bin auf persönlichen Wunsch des Führers hier. Sie sind mir unterstellt! Finden Sie gefälligst die restlichen Relikte, damit ich sie dem Führer bringen kann, oder ich lasse Sie erschießen. Fällt Ihnen das besser? Möchten Sie das, hä?
Jetzt amüsieren Sie mich aber, Oberst. So wie ein Dorftrottel die Leute mit seinen drolligen Marotten amüsiert. Und jetzt genug der Albernheiten. Bringen Sie den Riesen zum Reden, haben Sie es verstanden?
Den Riesen werde ich heute Nachmittag eingehend verhören. Machen Sie sich mal keine Sorgen.
Geben Sie mir Bescheid, wenn Sie unweigerlich versagt haben. Dann bin ich vielleicht so nett und zeige Ihnen, wie es richtig geht.
Vielleicht sollten Sie sich lieber etwas ausruhen, bevor mich das Verlangen übermannt, Ihr ganzes Unternehmen niederzubrennen und auf die Asche zu pissen.
Ja. Die Reise war lang und Priester sind ermüdend. Fast so ermüdend wie Sie. Fahren Sie woanders mit, hier ist kein Platz mehr. Wissen Sie, Bergmann, willensschwache Männer sind am einfachsten zu manipulieren.
Jones and Gina find the blue tent in Giza to locate Gina Lombardi's contact, who is named Nawal, and she helps Gina and Indiana Jones and knows that Voss is here for the idol of Ra from the Egyptian legend, a cursed idol. And Nawal is a philanthropist, I forgot to say. Very important, somewhat. And Jones believes that the idol of Ra contains one of the stones. After getting work passes and doing a little busy work around Giza, Nawal tells them she has something important.
All right, Dame Nawal. What have you got?
Have you heard of the tunnels underneath Giza?
There have been some findings, but mostly hypothetical.
Until now.
Are these the tunnels?
Some of them, yes. Now, these are unconfirmed from a highly speculative paper regarding the existence of a burial chamber, much like the Osirian Miss Murray and Sir Petrie found in 1903. But I believe that one of my agents has found an entrance right here that leads straight into the Nazi compound. Now, this is my proposal. Once inside the dig site, act quickly. Find the tunnel that leads into the camp before you were discovered. My inside man has marked it with red paint. The tunnel leads to a workers' area inside the compound, close to Voss's barracks. There's a Nazi flag nearby. Take it down. That will be my cue to cause a little bit of a distraction.
We're now inside the tunnels to the Nazi compound, where Indiana Jones is trapped in the dark and scorpions appear surrounding him. I used the torch to scare off the scorpions and bring the jar to Gina so she could put it on the pedestal and get me out of the trapped scorpion room. It's a pretty cool segment. This is one of my favorite parts of Guides of the Scorpions. It's a pretty cool mechanic, but afterwards, we escape out the tunnels into the Nazi compound, where we must take down the Nazi flag, and once it has been taken down, Nawal is able to make a distraction to keep the Nazis busy, which should make it possible to sneak through the compound without attracting too much attention. I sneak through the compound with not too much trouble, though I ran into some complications here and there, but I get to the flag to take it down and a huge explosion happens and the distraction begins.
Jesus. That should get their attention.
Good. Let's find Voss's office.
I head inside the barracks to get into Voss's office, hoping to get clues and information about the idol of Ra. We find Gina's sister's notebook as well as more symbols on a paper, but soon Voss arrives at the Nazi compound and Dr. Jones and Gina follow Voss to see what he is up to.
Sie sagten, Sie würden ihn verhören. Er ist tot.
Ich habe ihn verhört. Er hat nichts gesagt. Also ist er jetzt tot.
Ich habe Ihre unglaubliche Unfähigkeit aus Respekt zum Führer toleriert. Aber das hier, das grenzt an Hochverrat!
Mir untersteht die gesamte Wehrmacht! Ich könnte sie hier und jetzt erschießen und keiner würde es hinterfragen! Also hinterfragen auch Sie nicht meine Hingabe zum Führer!
Faszinierend. Wo waren die Affengeräusche? Um Ihren peinlichen Versuch, Dominanz zu zeigen, zu unterstreichen. Der Riese war unsere einzige Möglichkeit, die Traumstele zu öffnen. Und Sie, Oberst Ganz, haben ihn getötet. Wie wollen Sie das wieder gut machen, Sie Schimpanse? Hoffen Sie darauf, dass Ihnen die Lösung aus heiterem Himmel auf den Kopf... Indiana Jones.
Voss?
What are you doing here?
Just dropping by.
It's been a long time, Indiana. I have missed our conversations.
That makes one of us. Watch him.
I take the pendant while Gina holds Voss at gunpoint and begin to continue my investigation and examine the giant's body. He has tattoos all over his bodies. Tattoos of importance.
It resembles Egyptian hieroglyphs, but...
Yes! Give me your expert opinion, Dr. Jones. What about archaic Sumerian?
This is not cuneiform.
Yet some of it looks like a syllabary, not an abjad. Interesting, no?
There's clearly a fully representational figure here, you blind...
Very well, but then how do you explain the triangular lines? This is far beyond your understanding, Dr. Jones.
Archaic Sumerian predates earliest known Egyptian hieroglyphs by centuries, you... It's Adamic. Isn't it?
Adamic?
According to legends, Adamic was the first language given to men by God. It must have been what your sister was researching.
Where is Laura?
You should be asking yourself, who is Laura?
Tell me where you've taken my sister.
Now you're overlooking lex parsimoniae. Always choose the explanation with the fewest assumptions.
I'm not assuming anything. Just tell me where she is before I put a bullet into your gut.
You're assuming she didn't join my cause out of her own free volition. You are assuming she wants you to find her. When the only assumption you need to make is that she's happy where she is. Working for me.
No!
Gina?
Now that I have their undivided attention, you are welcome to proceed.
Take the gun!
I have killed many men like you.
Hey!
Sie haben mir das Leben gerettet.
Bitte, Sie Oberst. Ich leiste immer meinen Dienst fürs Vaterland.
Dennoch stehe ich in Ihrer Schuld.
Tun Sie mir einen Gefallen. Versammeln Sie die Männer, rufen Sie die Knochensäger und legen Sie diese Eindringlinge in Ketten.
Mit Vergnügen, Herr Sturmbannführer!
I got a better idea.
If, God forbid, things go up in a puff of smoke, the way you came in will be closed. And that leaves this tunnel as our only exit. I will be waiting there, in case I need to guide you out.
Come on. We gotta get out of here.
In in case they wake up.
Jones and Gina escape Voss and Gauntz as the whole compound is alerted, where we must jump over the railing to escape to Nawal's escape location in the tunnels. We get to Nawal as she breaks down the leggings holding the cave's tunnel entrance open, and we wake up almost dying, but alive. And me and Nawal are separated from Gina but soon find each other through the exit of this collapsed tunnel.
Voss has been busy in here.
The idol of Ra. This must be where the rubbing came from, don't you think?
This was made during the reign of Thutmose IV, 1,000 years after Khufu.
Hello, little darling.
Ah!
Oh, look, Dr. Jones. He's quite sweet, really.
More of a dog person.
What does this say?
The Guardians vowed to protect the gift of the gods and the legacy of King Khufu.
The gift must be the idol.
Guardians. Giant Guardians. It's the Nephilim Order. The Nephilim Order working with the ancient Egyptians, thousands of years before the rise of the Christian Church. Only the Guardians carry the key to unlock the enigma of Horamakhet.
Horus of the Horizon!
Revered in the form of
the Sphinx!
And open the way into the Safehold. It must be a reference to the Dream Steely.
This is what Voss has been looking for. How to unlock the Dream Steely.
Not unlock. Solve. It's not a physical key. It's the tattoo.
Tattoo?
The Dream Steely is encrypted. The tattoo on the Nephilim, the Guardians, must be the decoding key to solving the cipher. And it's been under Voss's nose the entire time. Now I just need to pay a visit to the Sphinx.
Now that we escaped, we have all that we need, and according to the mural in the Temple of the Guardians, the Dream Stele by the feet of the Sphinx shows the way to open the way into the Safehold, likely the location of the Idol of Ra. The dead giant's tattoo is the key to deciphering it. I take the photos of the Dream Stele, which is a map. The giant symbol points to a spot just east of the, I don't know how to say this, Khafre pyramid. Something is hidden there. I make it into the underground tomb with a statue in the middle surrounded by symbol tablets.
All right, Dr. Lombardi, maybe you can shed some light on this. If this language really is the foundation of all other languages, then that means this is Avon. Lord, Vuha. Oath! I think I'm starting to get the hang of this. Thank you, Dr. Lombardi.
In the chamber of resonance, I start to piece together the symbols in the right order and saying them in academic language, aka supposedly the first language ever made in the world. And it goes, heed the Lord's oath, protect the secret of the name. And the ground breaks from under, which leads me to a deeper cave and the three-eyed gate to the important tomb. I solve the puzzle and make it into the cave of darkness and...
Who's there? Where are you?
Now, I must fight this huge-ass blind giant protecting the prize. He speaks in Adamic, and when you walk around, he can hear you. When you walk on the gold coins, he will hear you. Basically, avoid the coins and silently walk, and distract him with the pressure plates. This is how I distract him, get hits in, and take him out. With it, my fist or my gun. And afterwards, I take the Guardian's pendant, where he tells me before dying in Adamic, do not speak his name. The giant dies before I could get the word out of him of whose name to speak.
Dame Noel, you are a genius.
I get into the inner chamber and find the idol of Ra until...
What are you doing here, Dr. Jones? Enjoying the sun? You think you know the Great Circle, and you don't know its power, or the power of this. But I am the one unlocking its truth, piece by piece.
Oh yeah? I saw the dream stealing. I found that stone. Here's what you're missing, Voss. Archaeology is a game of wits, of determination, of proper reason.
Let me tell you what you are missing, Dr. Jones. While you were playing your pointless game, I was playing you. I can hear your gears turning now. You're wondering if maybe you should have built yourself a life of meaning instead of ending up here, dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa. No! Dr. Drecksbuster! Dr. Jones. For you, violence is always the answer, yes?
This is a pretty cool scene because now Voss has left you in the dirt, head only free in the middle of nowhere. The scorpions begin to appear around my head and I must use my breath to blow away the scorpions to keep them away from me. Stamina is depleting and there's 4. It gets harder until Nawal and Gina come and save me.
Drink, Dr. Jones.
Come on, drink. I'm glad you're still alive. You're beginning to grow on me, Jones.
Thanks. I found the idol of Ra. The stone. The stone. Oh. Boss. He took the stone, Gina.
I think I know where they're going next.
Omar brought me this.
Operation Grosser Kreis. The Great Circle.
Some time ago, Voss discovered an ancient scroll in a tomb in North Africa concerning forbidden stones. Back in March of this year, he had secured funding for a dig in Machu Picchu.
One of the sites of the Great Circle.
Yes, exactly, and there, underneath the ruins, he discovered
The stone.
Somehow Voss lured my sister to Machu Picchu because he needed her expertise.
To translate the carving of the Adamic on the stone.
Yes, but then the stone was lost. What happened is a mystery. They classified all documents. However, while I was listening to the Nazi transmission, I intercepted a Morse code coming from the Himalayas.
Where Voss is sending all of his men.
And I wrote down the exact coordinates.
They're looking for the stone. We have to get there before the Nazis do.
Yes, but they're too fast. How are we gonna get there in time?
My friends, may I propose a speedy ride aboard the Scarlet Arrow?
Now, we're at the Himalayas to get the next stone, and we must get to this abandoned shipwreck in the Himalaya mountains. And what we find is nothing but evil.
Aura? I need to know what the hell happened here.
And I will help you.
What did you find?
Perhaps another clue from your sister that can help us.
What is that? But I would never work for the Nazis. Not willingly.
Time's up. Come on, old girl. Or you could fold the earth by speaking the word. Fold the earth, you mean? Gina. They've broken through.
It looks as though the Nazis are here, and Gina is absolutely beating down on one with no control. She's pissed, and now, afterwards, we must continue our search after the sad news on Laura Lombardi. We reach the main deck and take out multiple enemies and head back inside to the ship. Inside the ship to the officer lounge, and now we have a new puzzle. And it seems as though the captain has locked himself inside, and we find the captain's journal that says, after the event happened, after witnessing the unleashing of untold powers trapped within that stone, I ran after Lombardi woman and grabbed the stone from her. I realized it belongs to the fatherland. It must be protected. And that's why I have decided to lock myself inside the room with the stone. I will try to recreate what that damn woman did to trigger the event. I pray it will work. So now, after reading that journal, now we must solve this cipher puzzle and unlock this door, in which we do using the captain code with the code table and cipher machine.
John!
Right there.
Ciao.
I am surprised, Dr. Jones. Voss told me you were dead.
Oh, yeah? I wonder what else he lied to you about.
Hands behind your head. Where's the stone, you American rat?
Stone? What stone?
Have you ever heard of Höhenangst?
Fear of heights?
Yes! And I have it. And still, I endured this dreadful mountain even if my mind was screaming every step of the way. Because of a concept you narrow-minded Americans will never understand! Oh!
Well, please. Enlighten me.
Devotion. Total and absolute devotion to the fatherland. Now, what of the American? What is his duty? His Lebensinhalt? His purpose? Huh? What is it? Hamburgers and picture shows? You have no history, no nation, no leader. What you have is your stupid American cartoons. Choo-choo, choo-choo. Ha ha ha. You laugh and dance, celebrating your own idiocy and drinking the piss you call beer. I will walk through fire for the devoted men of the Reich. Overcome any fear to build a kingdom lasting 1,000 years. When you have devotion, you can withstand anything. It makes me invincible.
Well, congratulations.
Give me that stone. Now!
Can't give you what I don't have.
I shall search your corpse to make sure!
Wait! Please wait. I have the stone. I have it.
Give me the stone. Bitte.
Gina.
This is my favorite part in the game, and it's only the beginning of this whole thing. The avalanche and ship riding down, and we're at the breaking point of falling off the ship until Indiana Jones has the idea that sounds crazy but might just work and uses the Adamic word Earth Splitter falling down, which creates this weird dark hole spear. And this weird energy dark spear ends up taking us all the way to Shanghai, China, and Goss came with us until glass goes through his body and impales the colonel. Goss has died, and now Jones and Gina reunite, and Gina also has the stone in her protection. But the craziest thing is, we're not only at Shanghai, we're in the middle of a war zone between China and Japan. It's a crazy scenery and visual of just Shanghai completely in chaos and ruins, while planes are obliterating houses, restaurants from the skies. Me and Gina make it to the top of a building with a working plane, and Indiana Jones has some magical strength to use his whip to pull the tail of the plane on the roof. And this is where it gets even crazier, as Indiana Jones is hanging from the plane from his whip, and not only that, he gets into the plane, starts mowing down Japanese planes, and with the turret gun while Gina pilots. This is an insane scene. And this part in the game is by far the best part of Indiana Jones, and I just wish this was all of the game. It showed true adventure and action that felt like it was missing in this game. I mean, Jones jumping off the broken down plane onto another to get a new working plane, fighting Japanese pilots and soldiers on the wing of the plane. This whole thing is amazing.
You're hurt.
Huh?
Here.
Thank you. I still don't know how this rug could bring us halfway across the world.
Only thing I know is, no one can ever use those stones again.
What's your theory, Professor?
Think about it. Nazis use them, they end up on the top of a mountain. We use them, and we end up dodging bullets and bombs in a war zone. We've seen what happens when mortals mess with this kind of power. It doesn't end well.
No.
Look, I can drop you off at the nearest harbor. Maybe you can catch a boat to Italy.
I'm not going anywhere, Jones.
All right.
Where are the other stones?
Well, the nearest site on the Great Circle would be Sukhothai, deep inside the jungles of Siam.
But what if Boss has already taken it?
Not a chance. None of the relics in the Vatican treasure chamber came from Sukhothai. It's got to be there.
What are we waiting for, then?
By the way, there was some nice flying back there.
Yeah?
I don't suppose you know how to fly this thing, do you?
Excuse me?
Nothing. Just might have a little trouble with landing, that's all.
We are now in a place called Sukhothai, where we go to the nearest place, which seems to be a hotel, and I run into a field note on a table counter that speaks on the Sukhothai rebel attack, and it says, following the series of violent rebel attacks on the foreign expedition in Sukhothai, the general has vowed to end the bloodshed. Soldiers will now accompany the expedition to ensure their safety. We're now in another technical war zone. Gina is ringing the bell to get 2 rooms, all while Indiana Jones finds the phone.
Yes, operator. I'd like to place an international call, please.
Hello?
Marcus, did you find the page?
Yes, you were right, Indiana. There are legends about a lost ziggurat in the jungles of Sukhothai. Supposed to be a haunted place, shunned by the Khmer. But legends are unreliable.
You must be busy. I'll come back.
Even if it did exist, no one could tell you where.
That's what I thought. Look,
Reception is deserted. How's your friend?
Who's that? Have you met a lady?
What? No, of course not. Marcus, don't be ridiculous. Try the bell.
I've just done it.
Try again. You still there, Marcus?
Indiana, I have to tell you something.
Well, what is it?
The college administration. They decided to let you go.
In a second. They're gonna fire me?
I told you that running off during midterms would get you in trouble, old boy.
Oh, okay. Look, Marcus. We can't stop now. I'm committed. Do you mind?
I think I can protect you this time, Indiana.
Where are stones?
Hello, Lucas.
Indiana.
Why don't you ask Voss? He's the one who took him from the Vatican, not me.
Last chance to leave.
Hello?
Life is precious.
Indiana?
Even yours.
Are you there?
Sabarika. Thank you so much. Very helpful.
Hello?
Is that a threat?
Operator?
A kindness.
I think I've lost. Operator? Operator?
Jones. What happened? You're quiet as a sheep.
So, it's nothing.
Well, it took me a while, but I finally got us some rooms. Jones.
Jones and Gina get to their rooms and have a touching moment on the balcony, speaking on their past and thoughts on what Gina thought of Jones when they first met. But before they can get into the mood, Jones somewhat gets cucked by a huge explosion. And we go to the lobby where fascists are attacking the hotel. So we help the rebels fight off the fascists in a somewhat cool scene of a shootout. With many bodies dropping on the rebel side, we soon find a way out, find an exit, escape route underground to get out of this burning house. And the escape route is a route to boats to escape the scene.
You know our language.
I know enough to get me into trouble. But why are your soldiers fighting the fascists?
We fight anyone who tries to steal our country's heritage.
But who allowed them to enter into the country?
A general who is an admirer of Mussolini. An arrogant German archaeologist made a deal with him.
Voss.
You know him?
I know of him. Relax. We're on your side.
Get down. I am Pailin Chalat Pukalum. Who are you?
My name is Ginetta Lombardi, and this is Dr. Indiana Jones.
Doctor of what?
I'm an archaeologist.
Another one.
I'm not like Voss. But I know what he wants. And I know how to stop him from getting it.
ฉันรู้สึกเป็นเกียรติกับการมาเยือนของท่าน ฉันอยากจะมอบที่พักในกระท่อมตกปลาแห่งนี้ที่อยู่ริมแม่น้ำที่สวยงามของเราให้กับท่านและเพื่อนร่วมเดินทาง
Was hat gesagt? Der Dorf Taste. Wir täten in Unterkunft in einer Hütte am Fluss an.
Sagen Sie ihm, wir sind hier nur für einen kurzen Besuch. Vielleicht das nächste Mal. Die Rebellen haben eine beträchtliche Menge unserer Präsente an den General zerstört. Einer von ihnen wurde gestern Abend in Ihrem Dorf gesichtet.
ก็บอกไปแล้วว่าที่นี่ไม่มีกบฏ
เพราะถ้ามีใครเห็นน่ะฉันก็คงจะแจ้งไปแล้ว
Ich suche in Sukhothai. Sukhothai! Nach etwas sehr Wichtigem und diese Rebellen, verstehen Sie mich, Rebellen! Behindern meine Ausgrabung! Die verschwinden erst, wenn sie im Zaum halten, haben Sie mich verstanden?
พวกเราก็แค่อยากจะใช้ชีวิตอย่างสันติปัญญาชนอย่างท่านก็น่าจะเข้าใจได้ดี
Nun gut. Einen schönen Abend.
ยุติการโจมตีได้แล้วไพลินมันอันตรายเกินไป
ก็ได้ค่ะลุงสุนันท์
You all right?
I think so. Would you like some tea?
Oh, please. I would love some tea.
Are you coming, Dr. Jones?
Yes. I'll just be a moment.
Come to Lung Sunan's hut whenever you're ready. And let's discuss what you know.
I'll find you.
We make it to her village where we are met by the village leader Sunan, who is upset with his daughter, but we're then welcomed into Senan's home where we speak on a relic of the Nazis. We speak on the relic the Nazis have, which is a weapon of war, and we need their help. Sunan says to look for the yak in the water. It guards a secret underground tunnel, and we do just that and find in the tunnel and out a mechanism of some sort of cog puzzle. I soon figure it out and activate the cogs and open this large door that leads me to the hidden pyramid, and now we must find some sort of entrance into this pyramid, and unfortunately the part of fear comes as I must find a way underwater, which is one of my fears in video games. A really nice looking underwater in video games is a fear of mine. But I face my fear, it's not a big deal. And man, if you thought the underwater was scary, there's a giant snake in the water and it is menacing, it's terrifying, and it creeps me the fuck out. I have to quickly swim to each area of safety to escape the snake each time. But I make it into the pyramid and start exploring until I run into that damn snake again, and now I must parkour on pillars of stone to avoid the water. This all works out until I'm stuck on a platform surrounded by water, and you guess it, that giant fucker is back. I use the tridents to take out the snake, throwing it into its mouth in every direction it tries to sneak up on me at. It works out as the snake escapes in pain, and now I must reach the top of the pyramid, and I do just that. I help Gina up, and we both open the handles at the same time to open this door, where we must solve this weird chess puzzle game to open something. It takes me a while, but I solved this puzzle, this game piece puzzle, chess puzzle, whatever.
Sukhothai, perhaps. Not sure. I'll have to study it some more. This. Mountain. Rock. Stone. It's here, Gina. This map shows the way to the stone.
We are ahead of us.
Never doubted. Got it. Let's find a way out of here. What'd you do?
Nothing.
Knowledge is a curse. It brings only death.
Oh no.
I warned you.
You know what? You did. And darn it, you win. I'm gonna give you what you want. It's just right here. Run. Run!
Are you okay?
Doing great!
I will find a way down to you.
I am now in another fight against Lucas, or Locust, the giant. Another fist fight, and this time, he's not as dangerous due to my upgrades, but Locust once again overpowers Indiana Jones until that same snake from before appears, and man, this fucking giant is manhandling this snake by his head. This is kinda dumb, because these Nephilims or giants are this powerful, yet we never see it against Indiana Jones or the enemies in this game. And these giants are supposed to be these powerful, tall, Nephilims that can, manhandle about any normal human. But anyways, Gina stops Jones and Locust from fighting with this dumb speech of acting like schoolboys, trying to talk some sense into us at the wrong time. I didn't really like this part of Gina interrupting and ruining the moment. I'm sure there was a better way to do this, but Jones uses this as a distraction moment to knock him out and get out of this place. Sonnen helps us to interpret the map from the hidden pyramid, and according to it, the stone is supposed to be somewhere in this place, some temple of the Great Relic, and that is where we go. And what we find is a giant puzzle game piece, just like before in the hidden pyramid, but a giant version. Jones then gets people from the village, including the village leader and his daughter, rebel leader daughter, to help with this giant puzzle. I've solved the puzzle and make it into this hidden place.
Carrying with it 17 sacred stones and a warning to all men. The voice of God descended on the earth. Voice of God. Metatron. The circle must be complete to what? Come on, Laura, what do you got for me? Circle. Circle can also mean name. There's always a trigger. Only one way to find out. I'm getting real tired of this.
The place is now flooding and now I must escape, and this escape is kinda slow and not much tension filled, but I escaped the flood with the stone.
I got it.
Sorry, Jones. I wasn't fast enough.
And the other one.
What other one? Wait! Wait.
A life of ignorance is a blessing. I envy you, little man.
The giant is correct. Because that is what you are inside, Dr. Jones. A pathetic little man.
Better than being a Nazi.
I see you found the stone for me. And oh, is that the stone for Machu Picchu? Yeah, you know, I had a feeling that Ganz Wurst, that little sausage who would die for his fatherland. I hate her! But tell me, ragazzina, did you and your sister have a sweet reunion in the Himalayas?
Go to hell, boss!
No, she didn't make it. What a shame. I was growing quite fond of her.
So now Locust is back helping us, trying to escape with the stones from Voss and his soldiers, and we are trapped until Sunna's daughter and her rebel army come to stall out the Nazis. We escape in a boat until the Nazis come, and I'm in a boat with a bundle of SMGs, taking out Nazis on multiple bridges, shooting them down and shooting red barrels. We even take out Nazis on boats until...
Not the best swimmer. Are you, Miss Lombardi?
Laura must have the spine, Jim. How did you make my sister obey your orders?
What if I merely aroused your sister's relentless obsession with her research? People like her would gladly compromise their principles for an opportunity to indulge in their fascinations. In fact, some will even give their very lives. The gullible little sister.
Disgust me.
What if all I had to do to bend her will was threaten something of great value to her, like family? La famiglia è tutto! Tutto!
Bastardo! Ah!
Then the Jones. Yes!
I now must rescue Gina, and that's when I fight my way through Nazi soldiers in the forest, and it's no clean fight, using some stealth but mostly their own guns against them.
Where is your friend?
Boss took her. I have to get her back.
Then we go.
We are now in Ziggurat, right in Iraq, in a huge Nazi base. I must quickly find Gina throughout this big ass place, and I do just that, and Gina wants to know the plan as Jones says he's saving her. Gina says that she doesn't need saving, and this line is so cliche and ignorant, man. But it seems Jones is afraid of losing her. But Gina wants to know what this is all about, and, you know, Indiana Jones agrees too, because, you know, Indiana Jones' obsession with finding relics, secrets, and stuff. But now, anyways, both head inside after beating down on some enemies, and what they find...
Madre mía. Is that what I think it is?
It's Noah's Ark.
It's real?
This wasn't stranded, it was placed deliberately a long time ago.
What does Noah's Ark have to do with the stones?
I don't know yet. But we need to find them before Voss figures it out.
What if he already knows?
That tent. Looks like that's the only way into the Ark. Now... Wait!
What?
If we're both caught, Voss gets the stones. I'll go down, find a safe way through. You stay here.
No, I want to come with
you.
you.
Stay here with the stones until I come back. Okay.
What if you don't come back?
You'll have one hell of a story to tell.
Jones wants to handle this himself as he wants Gina to protect the stones, and I sneak through, beat down on some Nazis, and make it into the tent.
Lucas. I'm gonna get you out of this, pal.
I must admit, Dr. Jones, I was not expecting the giants to attack. It gave me quite a headache.
What did you do to him?
Horse tranquilizer did the trick. Are you not impressed? You found the Ark of the Covenant, yes, but I found Noah's Ark.
What makes you think it's the real one?
Oh, come on, Indiana! Please. Isn't it time we dispense with the pettiness already? Why don't you and I have a meeting of the minds instead? Something more befitting of this glorious, historic moment we find ourselves in. What I'd like to do is put the guns down.
Go ahead. I'll knock your teeth out.
Fair warning. I have mastered the lethal Japanese hand-to-hand combat art of karate. Or I can just have my guard shoot you. Tell me, Dr. Jones, what do you know about the myth of the Great Flood?
Which one? There's thousands to choose from. You have the classic from the Hebrew Bible, the Sumerian creation myth, the Great Flood of the Chinese Ganyu, the Blood Deluge of Ymir, and of course there's the numerous Greek myths. Well, the names of the survivors change. Noah, Pyrrha, and Deucalion.
They all point to the same real event. I will tell you everything I know. And after, we'll have ample time to knock each other's teeth out.
Floods have happened since the dawn of time. They're just stories.
Well, every good story is true in one way or another. And I know one you haven't heard of. Please come. Come. From an excavation in North Africa. It details the story of the flood myth and its connection to the Great Circle. The Metatron, the voice of God, was sent down to instruct a mortal man, let's call him Noah, to build a giant vessel. The Ark. The angel gave Noah 17 stones, all imbued with the power to fold the earth. Yes! 17 stones, 17 words. Each stone connected to one of the locations of the Great Circle. Noah used the stones to gather animals from around the world, and then, after the flood was over, to repopulate the earth. And the stones were left hidden at each of the Great Circle sites under the protection of this ghastly race of giants.
Nephilim.
Yes. Some legends blamed the flood on them, so they needed redemption. But over time, the stones were lost, stolen, forgotten, so the giants formed an alliance with the Vatican to seek out and find the stones again. To keep them for men like us.
Men like you.
Tell me, Dr. Jones, where's Miss Lombardi?
Oh, she's gone. Long gone.
That is a shame. Because I have something she would want to hear.
This is Laura Lombardi, aboard the SS Comet. Boss, if you hear this, your experiment failed. The ship is stranded on a mountain. The captain wants me to perform the experiment again, to get us back to safety. But I refuse. I'd rather die with the stone than let you have it. I hope you burn it.
What a preposterous woman. And now she's dead. For what?
You will never understand.
Perdóname, Gina. Ti ho mentito.
All'inferno, vos!
Ihr könnt jetzt reinkommen. Drawn to the memory of your dead sister like a rat to a stinking piece of cheese.
Hat die Steine nicht.
Natürlich nicht. Das Mädchen hat sie. Your weakness for the fairer sex has caused you to make many questionable decisions. Da seid ihr endlich wie entzückend.
Listen to me. You're messing with powers beyond your control.
You should know by now, Indiana Jones. I am always in control.
Kidnapped by Voss, we're now at Lake Hamar, on top of Noah's Ark, where it seems Voss has won and we're doomed, as Voss is allowing them to see and witness history being made. He begins to place the stones, and what happens next?
Ma dayara Dreamikme.
Voss! You have to stop!
Quiet!
You don't know what you're doing!
Of course I do.
Noah was chosen by God!
Sheletrem Radem Kaan Ovidnaim.
Don't say the last...
Why are you laughing?
What did you think would happen? Lucas first.
You did this, Joe. You sabotaged my experiment.
No, boss! This is your own doing, not mine!
Everything was perfect! I'm going to kill you all!
It seems the gods have seen Voss as unworthy, and that Jones has warned Voss that since he was not chosen by God, unlike Noah, he will incur God's wrath. And this is how a great flood happens. And now we're in our final fight against Voss, and it's kind of weird. Voss says he knew karate, or he says karate, and he was not joking. And this is kind of, it breaks the game, considering he was almost comedic in his previous fight against Gina and Jones, in Giza. But now all of a sudden he's a martial artist? That's a bit strange, but anyways. We end up both hanging onto the whip off the ledge of the Noah's Ark, and we're just dangling, kicking and punching each other on the edge of the boat. or should I say Noah's Ark. Gina comes in with the save, pulling Indiana Jones up, and while this is happening, Locust takes hold of the Ark's wheel, controlling the energy-powered wheel.
Get away from there! Move! You must have caused this! Move away! I will not let a degenerated monster like you tell me what to do! This is mine! You were warned! This is mine! Indiana Jones! Focus! Off boat! Now! No! You don't know how to swim!
Locust teleported the Ark away, avoiding a disaster, avoiding the flood, and Gina and Jones escape. And it seems like both say their goodbyes, as Indiana Jones wants her to stay with them, but Gina declines the offer as she has a lot of stake, being a journalist and all. Not until one last kiss goodbye before she gives him a heartfelt farewell, as both split off pursuing their passions for journalism and archaeology. The gameplay is simple. It's somewhat like Condemned Criminal Origins, but lacking in comparison to Condemned. You have your melee combat and the option to block alongside a parry button, but it feels weak in hand-to-hand combat. It does not feel fun to use it. The enemy is also not interesting. The AI in combat has such a weird attack pattern and movement, What really shines in this gameplay is the weapons alongside the whip. You can use just about anything as a weapon, to a paintbrush, to a plunger, to a sledgehammer. You can really use a variety here. The whip is also pretty fun. You can knock weapons out of enemies' hands, as well as use the whip to bring enemies close to you into a grab animation where you can shove or knock out an enemy. Not only that, the whip does damage alongside tripping people by their leg or legs. But the worst part of the gameplay is by far the gunplay, and it's obvious as to why, as they really wanted to make this about stealth and melee combat and not turn this into a first-person shooter. I can see why they did this, but as I was playing on hard difficulty, the fact that I can shoot an enemy in the head not once, but twice, and a lot of the time versus bigger guys, over 3+ bullets to the head, and they still don't die, is absolutely immersion breaking and illogical. You cannot just go gun blazing in this game. The enemies are very bullet spongy, and it's kind of annoying when you just want to mess around with the enemies on the map or quickly take out a few enemies left instead of, melee them to death. And well, the last part of gameplay I've not talked about is the stealth, and it's decent. I have nothing much to say about the stealth. It's a AAA standard stealth gameplay. No, you're not getting a Splinter Cell, Thief, Batman, or Metal Gear Phantom Pain from this. You are getting your typical AAA open world like stealth gameplay. And it's okay, it's nothing that interesting. I wish you could do cover stealth knockouts, or pull them over rails, or cover to your position if close, or even wait for them behind walls until they get close like in Batman and pull them to you and knock them out. It was just simple crouch walk into hitting them from behind with a weapon, but the thing is, the weapons have durability, and the weapon with 2 durability cannot knock out the big guys, so you will need a more durable heavy weapon. There's some challenge to it, but not much, as the AI is really fucking stupid. I mean, you could knock out enemies inches away from each other and they would not even hear it, won't even notice it. It's hard to say if the gameplay is stuck in the past and not in a charming retro homage way. Movement is sluggish, platforming is imprecise, slow. It makes the platforming not feel adventurous when escaping scenes. I don't get tension, I don't feel like I'm in danger most of the time due to the sluggish, slow cinematic movement. I wish the movement, everything about this game was faster, way faster. I wish Indiana Jones was moving like Lara Croft or Nathan Drake instead of some walking sim gameplay movement. The best part of this game is the puzzles, and this is where the game shines. They have logic and good to great attention to detail, more often making you analyze ancient inscriptions or rotate stone mechanisms and decipher cryptic symbols, and even old ancient chess puzzles to cogwheel puzzles. The puzzles are really fun in this game, and they really put a lot of time into these, and through the open zones of this game you really have a good amount of content to fill in when you do not want to do the main story. You can easily be doing some of the other great things in this game besides the story. Be it puzzles or side quests that open many avenues of the open zone to get rewarded with disguises, to collectibles, to keys and secrets. The Great Circle is visually stunning, from dense jungles to foggy catacombs and all the way to the snowy Himalayas. Each location feels lively and authentic. The lighting effects in underground temples with flickering torches, casting long shadows, creating a cinematic experience. On the audio front, the music is great. The iconic Indiana Jones theme is back, alongside rich soundscapes to the crumbling stones to the animal calls, the clatter of the relics, the wooden plank creaks. They really did a good job of making you feel a part of this adventure, this world of Indiana Jones, just like, the movies. This game has some fantastic characters to mediocre characters. Starting with the Indiana Jones, Troy Baker really does a good job of voice acting the great Harrison Ford here, and he really gets all his mannerisms down to a T. Then you have Gina Lombardi, your partner in this all, a journalist turned partner in crime for this adventure, and she's okay. I thought she was a decent partner, but a little too equal to Indiana Jones, which I find somewhat a problem. I mean, her saving Indy at the end is really strange, and I don't really like the idea of Indiana Jones having an equal, but rather a sidekick. And she does appear to be that at times, but there's a lot of moments of hypocritical scenes to her being a equal to Nazi colonels, to soldiers. But there's a lot of moments of hypocritical scenes for her being a equal to Nazi colonels, to soldiers in fights, and saving Indiana, and that's not all. She never shuts the hell up, basically. And what I mean by this is every time I'm exploring in ancient ruins and taking my time exploring, she has to say some generic ass Sony cinematic game line or ruin my exploration by telling me there's a way out or there's a door here. She even ruins the puzzles at times. It almost feels like the little dickhead kid from God of War Ragnarok, and it drives me crazy. Gina is fine, but her dialogue at times puts Indiana Jones in a bad light. Like the scene in the game where Locust and Indy are fighting in a hidden temple, and Gina starts lecturing both of them that they're acting like children and such, ignoring the fact she tried to hit Locust with a rock before this all and clumsily drops it and breaks the ground, putting us all in this exact predicament. But anyways, this generic ramble and telling the gamer the puzzle is a real bad thing in gaming, and it just really breaks away from the gameplay immersion. And this is not a indie problem, this is a modern gaming problem. I mean, you can already snap pictures to get hints of the puzzle. I don't need a NPC telling me every answer. If I'm Indiana Jones, I should be the one solving this. I'm fucking Indy. But anyways, then you have Noir, and she's just whatever. I don't have much to say about her, and not much about Antonio, but I do want to point out the best character in this game, and it's Voss, and the second to him is Gantz. Voss is one of the best villains I've seen in video games. His crazy psychological speeches to demeanor is great, alongside him being highly intelligent like Indiana Jones, and perhaps even greater. His obsessive mind and ability to manipulate great minds of Laura Lombardi to Colonel Nazi Gantz to Father Ventura. Voss is really a unique character. His speeches are one of a kind, and he really kept me in this game. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle lives up to the journey and legend of the iconic archaeologist and the movies, but despite some flashes of brilliance, this game feels less of a game and more of a cinematic movie. It's a good love letter to cinema's greatest adventure, but feels like it missed the key mark of making a fun game of gameplay, and focused more on the cinematic side of things. To its poor combat, boring platforming, but fun puzzles, I'm a mixed bag with this game, and I wish more of this game was like a Tomb Raider or Uncharted, in the way of being more like a game rather than an experience. The main story sounds like a classic indie story of searching for a mystical relic tied to a lost civilization, a race against your foes, an adventure. But deeper into the story, I find the plot falling apart and losing its fun mystery and interest with little to no payoff at the end. To inconsistency with the writing to the flat characters surrounding Indiana Jones further into the game, I honestly had my fun with the game, but it became more fun to watch than control at the end of the day.